Hey mamas, it's Kristen Noel, founder of the Intuitive Divorce, and I'm popping on here right after class with my beautiful team member, Master Coach Joe Young. And we just unpacked a lot today. It was a beautiful, beautiful class. We wanted to pop in here and just share some of it with you. It's kind of our favorite class. It's not a teaching class, but it's a class where we just show up and kind of check in about where we are and where the mamas are in their divorce, with their kids, with their feelings. And it just is testament week after week how important having this sacred container is because there's so much that goes on in a divorce. We never know how long the process is going to go. We never know where the twists and turns are going to come. And today we just really dove into, first and foremost, unpacking the importance of presence. And listen, this is work. It's work to show up for yourself because we falsely believe like it's just all about the filings and the paperwork and the legal bills and the meetings with my lawyer and the court dates. What really is important is what's happening in all those in-between moments and how you are supporting and honoring yourself so that you can show up for all this other stuff. That was just so evident today in so many ways, wasn't it, Joe?
Yeah, really was. And I love that intro because so much happens. I mean, we say this every week. We're like, all the things that happen between one week and the next. And we don't have control over so many things.
Mhm.
But man, when you know how to honor yourself, show up for yourself, reach out for help, turn to the group when you need to, trust yourself. I mean, it makes it sound like such frivolous things, and each one of those is a complete shifter in how you experience your divorce.
Mhm.
It's such a huge statement to make, but it's like you really do have control over how you experience all the unknowns.
Oh my God.
And we saw a huge array of that this week.
Well, because there really are, there are, I mean, life throws us curveballs, but trust me, divorce can throw you curveballs. And it's interesting because I picked a little card. Every once in a while, I like to start class with a card. And I picked this card and it said something about taking time. What was it? Taking time for, I eat with gratitude and intention. And I had no idea how much this was going to resonate with the group because number one, moms are running and gunning. They're multitasking. They're showing up for everything. And half the time it's like eating in the car, eating standing up, eating on the go. And it's just this little teeny thing because it's like forget about it. I know when you say self-care to a mom, she's thinking like, I have no time for that right now. I can't get to yoga class. I can't go to the retreat in Costa Rica, but what you can do is take 5 minutes to honor yourself and find little ways throughout your day just to carve that time out for yourself. That means like sitting down with a meal, maybe it's 5 minutes, but it's intentional and you're not on your phone. And you've set some boundaries. I'm not doing work simultaneously. I'm not reading the triggering text from my soon to be ex. I'm not going to respond to my lawyer. I'm going to just sit here and I'm just going to breathe and I'm just going to eat and I'm going to nourish myself. It's like finding these little ways to honor yourself. Together, they thread into a new routine. They thread into a new way of being. They thread into a new way of setting boundaries, which Joe is, this is music to her ears, right? We had a mom
Yes.
today who was talking about getting a triggering text at like 9 p.m. And we said, okay, hey, number one, what could you do? One thing you could do is just say, I'm not communicating after 7 p.m. barring an emergency. So I'm not going to be reading triggering texts at night. You know why? I'm going to carve out a little mommy time. I'm going to carve out a little time to like fill my cup. Maybe I'm going to sit and read a book, or maybe I'm going to journal, or maybe I'm going to meditate, or maybe I'm going to watch a Netflix movie, but I'm not taking this triggering text with me to bed. That is setting boundaries and that is honoring self. And it literally starts with these micro moves. And those little micro moves added together really help you shift into a new version of self advocacy where when you bump up against the edge of something, you see it a lot quicker. You pivot a lot quicker. You make a new decision a lot quicker. Doesn't mean that life is not going to be full of potholes. It just means you're going to, like going back to what the way Joe started this conversation was taking charge of what you can take control of.
Yeah, you're not running around on empty all the time, depleted, frazzled, in reaction mode.
Mhm.
Just those few moments. I mean, the magic that can occur when you sit in silence for a couple of minutes and enjoy a meal,
Mhm.
or just sit in silence for a couple of minutes, or go take a walk. The magic that happens is that you get to refuel, you get to reset, you get to keep your head where your feet are. We talked about that today. Don't sit and future trip. Don't sit and stew over something that's happened, but really stay present with this moment. How am I feeling? What
Mm.
do I need? How am I taking care of myself? Or just simply allow it to be.
Mhm.
We have such a hard time being a human being.
There
We're
you go.
so busy doing all the time. And you made a great point today that in the pause is where we get to reset our nervous system. It's where we get to realign with what's important to us. And so taking those moments to just reset, to realign, to come back to you because you matter. And sometimes in frazzled relationships, we forget that. And so it's a beautiful reminder that this is how we fill our cup so that we can continue to give to everybody else.
And we live in this world that's like go, 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 go. If I want to solve the problems, I've got to go, 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 go. Produce, create, solve problems, do. Actually, that's not where problems are solved. Problems are solved in the stillness. Problems are solved in the pause. And it can be uncomfortable to sit in the pause. It's not always like, oh, the birds are chirping. And, we sit in the pause sometimes and we feel, but we can't bypass our feelings. So we feel discomfort. Then we can say, well, I'm curious about this. What can I do? What is mine to control? What is mine to change? A lot of times, the things that we're stewing about, the things that we're triggered about, the things that we're so upset about aren't the things that we can do anything about. So, in that instance, what do? We just actually acknowledge, wow, this is uncomfortable. I really don't like this. But return to sender because I don't control this. I can't do anything with this piece of it.
Yes.
But there are pieces of it that I can. And it's when you are in that stillness, when you are in that pause, that you will hear solutions. But it's something we have to train ourselves to do because we honestly have somehow, I don't know who like ingrained us to think we have to do, go, 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 go. But that's not how we solve our problems. And so much came up in this beautiful class today.
Mm.
So many
It
moms.
sure did. We have every spectrum going on right now, and it got talked about today a lot. There's a lot of our moms who, still in the program, some graduated, but it feels like there was just a large group of people right now whose divorces finally got settled,
Mhm.
right? Like, and it's so inspiring to the other moms that are already in the group because they know these women's stories. They know what it's been like for them. And so to watch them get to the other side is so inspiring. And then we have some really new moms in the group that are really tapping in and hearing the other moms say, this was my safe space.
Mhm.
This was my place that I could come and just show up. I didn't have to explain to anyone what I'm experiencing or what I'm contemplating or all that's on my plate. It's just known and the value of that. And so yes, it's like when moms can carve out a little bit of space to show up for this class, man, it is just such a game changer in their experience and in keeping them motivated and hopeful and trusting and supported. The amount of support that comes from these women to the other women is mind blowing sometimes. It was so moving to me today that I was in tears a couple of times just listening to them respond to each other. It's so beautiful.
It is incredible. And because divorce falsely makes you feel that you're isolated on an island unto yourself.
Mhm.
And nothing could be further from the truth because there is support out there. There are other mamas going through it. There's so much to be learned from other people's experience. Of course, divorce is not one size fits all, but there is so much reflection. There is so much to learn from other people's experiences. There is so much inspiration together. And there's something so beautiful about being able to be in a container and just be you and
Mm.
just take up space and just share what needs to be shared. And there was some really, really heavy stuff that was shared today. We were laughing and crying. We had goosebumps and we were celebrating. And we actually, I'm going to leave you with this one notion. We even got to redefine winning because one mom was saying something about, like, it's not like I'm trying to win. And I was like, well, hold on a minute. Yes, we are trying to win, but let's redefine winning. Winning is reclaiming self. Winning is divorcing smarter, healing faster, protecting your kids, reclaiming your life, taking up space, honoring your needs,
Mm.
self advocating, because guess what? That's what's going to change your life. And changing your life changes the energy of your house. It changes your children's life. And we say this, and it sounds like this, rainbows and unicorn sentiment, but it's true. It's changing legacy. It's normalizing feelings for your children. It's teaching them that self-advocacy is imperative and that you matter. And I'm so glad you always bring that up, Joe. It's really important.
Mm.
And in order to do all of that, you need to be able to stand in that. And you need to be able to and you need to
Yes.
matter. And you do. And we're so glad to be here and share a little bit of what got unpacked in class today. It is a sacred space. And I am so glad that we have created this container and that we are walking beside mamas who are navigating something, probably the most difficult moment of their lives, but we are seeing them transform and become and come alive again. And that is what we want to leave you with. And we want you to know that that's possible for you too. So, if you're not
Mm.
familiar with our website, please join our website, our newsletter list over at intuitivedivorce.com. Follow us on our social media, Intuitive Divorce. We are always putting out new strategies and tips and videos and programs and books and you name it,
Mm.
because we want this message to stretch far and wide. And we want to reach as many mamas and unite them and let them feel less alone in this experience.
Because you're not alone.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's the most beautiful part is just holding the container and being there with the people who have said yes
Hmm.
and that they want to do things differently. And it's not just in your divorce. It is going to carry you throughout your future so that you don't show up in the same patterns, the same beliefs. You really are a transformed person at the end
Absolutely.
of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another beautiful class in the books, Joe. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.